I was heartbroken. We have been together for years, and this is what he does? I called off the engagement and broke up with him. Now, because of our religion, I was raised with the belief that I shouldn't do the deed before marriage, and he was the same. I know some people think this is weird, but it's just how I was raised. We had this talk when we got together about not doing it before marriage, and we both agreed to wait. Well, he decided that when he was stationed down there, he would get a girlfriend to take care of his needs. After we broke up, I talked to my parents about it and the change of plans, and then I called his family and talked to them. It is not unusual for me to talk to his family because I help his sister, 16F, if she has a problem or just needs a girl to talk to that is not her parents or a friend of hers. So I called, and they invited me to dinner. I went and told them what happened because he did not. He told them we were just having a fight. His grandma was there, and she was pissed. I used to go over every week to play mahjong with her because I love to play, and no one else in her family likes to. She kept begging me to take back her grandson and that she would force him to make up with me. I didn't put much thought into it because she was mad. A couple of days later, he was blowing up my phone with calls and messages. His grandma is cutting him out of the will unless he gets back together with me and we get married. I told him no because he hurt me, and nothing he can say will make me take him back. This is your doing, not mine. His family is really well off and has a very successful business, so when his grandma passes away, he is supposed to take over, but if he is cut out, he cannot, and he will get nothing. He even tried to pay me to marry him, but I still refused. I was talking to some of my friends, and they think I am being a jerk and should forgive him and get married to him just so he is back in the will. Think about him and his future. You are just mad right now and this will ruin his life. Because so many of them are saying this, I am starting to think about it. Update 1. Thanks to everyone who gave me advice, a lot has been happening. First, I talked to his grandma. I told her I would not be marrying her grandson and that I did not feel comfortable with that being a requirement for him to get back in the will. I also told her I would be available to play mahjong with her because I enjoy playing with her, but I will not be coming over when he is there. She was okay with that arrangement. While we were talking, she told me that just because he cheated, that was not the only reason why he got cut out of the will. She said she was sorry for telling him that, and even if he did end up marrying me, he would still not be in the will. Instead, I would. She was telling me that this was the last straw. He had done a lot of stuff before that's been leading up to this, and I had no idea. When I asked why no one had bothered to tell me while I was with him, apparently, they thought I already knew. She did tell me that there was a way for him to get back in the will without marrying me, but it will take a long time, and even then, it will not be the same. We finished up our talk and then scheduled some time to play. I know some people will say I should cut ties with the family, but I have known them for so long that I consider them my family, and I've actually enjoyed playing with his grandma and being there for his sister. Next, what happened was I talked to my so-called friends. I have some friends who supported me from the beginning, but the ones that called me the jerk, I asked them why they said all that stuff. Well, one of them thought that if I married him, I would help her pay off her college loans. Then a couple of others, apparently my ex, called and talked to them. Apparently, they were promised a spot in the company or their boyfriends were when he took over, and if I didn't marry him, that was not going to happen, so it boiled down to greed. I told them they are not true friends of mine and they were just using me for their own gain. They did not care about me and my feelings, and that I never wanted to talk to them again. If they wanted me to marry him so bad, they should just marry him themselves. At this point, I was just mad, and I ended up yelling at them. I left and blocked all of their numbers and blocked them on all social media platforms I have. Thank you to everyone who was telling me to drop them as friends, I ended up doing just that. One of the only bright sides to this was I got to see who my real friends were. Now it was time to talk to my ex. He called me asking to meet up for lunch. I decided to go because I figured at least I could get a free meal out of it and get some closure from the relationship. He let me choose the place, and I picked a little restaurant where one of my good friends works, and I know if I need to, they will help me out. Lunch came, and he was talking to me about the will and getting married. He was asking if we could get married and have an open relationship, and he wouldn't care if I slept with someone else. Of course, I told him no. I laid into him and told him that is not what I believe in and that he broke my trust in my heart, and that he was not treating me like a human being. I was about to leave without eating my food, but my friend packaged my lunch up, gave it to me, and let me leave. When he tried following me to continue talking, even though I was done, my friend ended up blocking his path so he could not. When I left, he kept on calling me. I blocked him, but before I blocked him, I told him never to talk to me again and that I am done with him. I plan to finish my degree and maybe go traveling and leave town for a little bit. Maybe in a few years, I will find someone better. Thank you everyone for your advice.